You press this video to hear me yap about myself and how many subscribers I want to have. I'm joking, I'm joking, I'm joking. You do not want that. In this video, we're going to go over Psylocke's movements, positioning, and how to play her, and how to do the best, most efficient combos. I have around 40 hours on her, and she's probably my favorite character. And I've gotten pretty good at her since the launch of the game. If you're playing Marvel Rivals now, and you have around 0 minutes to her, because most people might be watching this and have no time on her, and if you're around 10 hours, I feel like this is a perfect video for you. But if you're well above that, I don't think it's going to be that worth it because you probably know how to play her perfectly by now. So, first off is Psylocke's primary fire. The Psylocke crossbow? I don't know how to say that. It's a very difficult word to say, so I'm just going to say the primary or the crossbow. This primary is a crossbow that shoots that quick energy burst in an X-shape spread. That's why my crosshair is an X. Or most people should use a crosshair X for that. Basically, to the body of a 250 HP squishy enemy, like a duelist or anything like that, you can 3-tap them to the body. If you're close up and like every bullet hits of the 4. While if you're doing to the head, you can 2-tap, which is honestly really overpowered if all 4 of them hit. But that means you have to be really close up for all to hit a small little head. But it's not too complicated yet, right? So, like Namor though, and other DPS like this, if you hit them with your primary, if all 4 of the little energy bursts hit them, you lose 1 second of all your cooldowns from her abilities. So like her dash and her like boomerang type of move, out of the 7 seconds that it has on her L2, it'll jump down to like 6 seconds, and you can keep spamming that to cut down that cooldown. It's very overpowered to be able to keep cutting off seconds of your cooldown because you don't really have to worry about her cooldown at all. You can just spam it and you'll forget that she has even a cooldown. It also makes that her dash has less cooldown. You really just can keep cutting off time of all of your moves by using your primary. But that's just one move. But trust me, she's not that complicated. It's worth it to play her. Next is her secondary fire, the winged shuriken. Basically, this is a 5-shot shurikens that spread and stick onto a target. Then, if all 5 hit, or just if they all hit the same target, you can press the button again, the L2 button, on PS5. Of course, if it's on Xbox, it's whatever that back big button is. Then, if you press it again, it'll recall them. Basically, that's what I'm calling a boomerang. You basically throw them, and you call them back. Then, basically, this deals damage to anybody in its path, so if you throw it at a back enemy, like a DPS, and you pull it back to you, and a tank gets in your way, it'll hit both of them. So, successful hits grants a small amount of bonus health if the shurikens land. Also, if the boomerang moves as much as possible. So if you're using your boomerang move, use your primary and then use your boomerang and then retract it back to you. Basically intertwine it with your primary. But I could keep going in depth with this move. I could go in depth with a bunch of moves, but I don't think you care. Here's an example, like the boomerang, it can fly at 120 meters per second. Nobody cares. You just need to know it's fast. But one thing to keep in mind is she does have damage fall off. At 15 meters or farther, she has, her damage will become less. That's why you should mostly stay up close with enemies. Plus, it's like a shotgun. If you know anything about a shotgun, it does nothing, at least nothing substantial from a distance. So, the only thing that could be used at that distance is ult farming. You just get a couple little hits and you get ult, which could be helpful in certain scenarios. Next is her invisibility move. It's called the Psychic Stealth. Basically, it's the most simple thing ever. You become invisible for 3 seconds. You're not invincible. You're invisible, not invincible. Plus, it increases your movement speed by 50%. Pretty basic. You use this to surprise your enemies from the back, or you can just use it both ways to get to your enemies and then get out by dashing and turning invisible. Basically, it's another thing of movement. Next is her ult. Honestly, her ult is an amazing name. It's called the Dance of the Butterflies. Tough name, honestly. Basically, it makes a big circle, which whoever is in it gets 2-tapped by her dashes, at least if it's a squishy. The ult has 8 dashes during it, and each dash does 150 damage per dash. So, unless they're above 275 HP, they basically will instantly die. And, I forgot, you're invincible during this move, which is very helpful because you can't really get killed while you're in this ult. So what do we do with this? It's basically called a basic combo. Everybody knows what a combo is, but the thing is, it's not even a combo. Other videos will tell you, use this combo, use boomerang, then use primary, then retract the boomerang, then back into a dash. Nah, bro, you don't need to do that. What you have to do is just go up to an enemy, use your primary till you have the cooldown for the boomerang, instantly use the boomerang, then instantly retract it, and then use the primary until you have the cooldown again. Just do that. And then you just keep doing that on the enemy fight until you just shred them. Try aiming for their head, of course, because that's just better. So I'm basically saying what other people are saying, but just not wanting you to worry about the order of the attacks. You just basically have to consistently hit them with your primary and your secondary. The dash can be very versatile. You dash to get different positions to get higher left or right, try getting final hits, get away, and sneak behind the enemy. Sometimes, if I'm playing Psylocke, what I like to do is dash straight up, go invisible, make them lose where I am so they have no clue where I am, then go straight back down, comboing them so all I see is their feet. All I see is my feet, and I see their head, and I just combo them. Another tip is if you're trying to get away, don't just go invisible to escape. Try dashing up or at a random way and then go invisible, because you want them to lose complete track of where you are. Because if you just go invisible, it's really easy to see, oh, they're walking that direction going invisible, so I just shoot and try pre-firing where they were. But unlike most characters, you don't have to try keeping track of your cooldown as much, except for the dashes. But when you die Psylocke, because I know everybody will die Psylocke because sometimes it happens, you can try, I would say, unless they're really close to your spawn, use all your dashes and use your invisibility to get straight back into the fight. And when you start seeing the enemies in the distance, use your primary to get all your cooldown back. So by the time you're up there, you have all your cooldowns back. I've watched a bunch of pros do that, and that's what they do, and I think it's very helpful. It's honestly very overpowered. You don't have to worry about any of your cooldowns, and you get all of them back by the time you're in the fight. It's basically a way to cheat death. Most people see Psylocke as a flanker, like equal to Spider-Man and Black Panther, which I would agree, but also I would disagree. At times, I stay with the tanks, and sometimes I won't even go too far away. But sometimes, then I'll just go to the left or right. And sometimes, if we need, I can go to the supports and try distracting them and then eliminating them. Psylocke can literally be everything. She can be a mid-range DPS, she can be a flanker, she can be anything you need, and it's not scary to be in their backlines because you know you can just dash away and go invis when you get low. I literally, almost every game, I have a clutch that I'm at 2 HP and I'm dashing away. That's just a normal thing nowadays. Thank you so much, because I know the audio quality for me, I have had to keep cutting it and repasting it because the audio was being really wacky, and I had to put it all together to try making it as smooth as possible. So if you did make it this far, I want you to comment into the comments dinosaur to make me show you that no one else would comment that, but you would if you came this far in the video. So now this is the conclusion for the video. I have literally nothing I wanted to say except start learning and playing Psylocke. And if I can, I'll try helping you learn how to play Psylocke as well, if you're subscribed. And yes, I actually did just find out I can see who's all my subscribers and see who just recently subscribed in the past 90 days. So thank you for my last subscribers, which I'll put on the screen now. And have a great time playing Psylocke, guys. And see you guys in the next video.